In the world of crypto, deleted posts often speak louder than published ones. When someone connected to a major financial institution quietly removes a message, it sends shockwaves through the market. This time, the focus is on XRP, the Bank of Japan, and a mysterious post that disappeared almost as soon as it appeared. A crypto commentator known as Pompeius shared a screenshot of a post allegedly made by Yuto Kanzaki, identified as a Bank of Japan insider. The message discussed identity and authentication infrastructure built on the XRP Ledger, a statement that instantly raised eyebrows across the crypto space. What makes this moment important is not just what was said, but why it was removed. Deletions like these usually mean one thing: the topic is real, sensitive, and not yet ready for public confirmation. So let's break down what was said, why it matters, and how this could reshape the future of XRP. So, what exactly did the deleted post say? The deleted post reported the deleted post here reportedly stated that identity and authentication infrastructure is a missing component and is built on top of the XRP Ledger's identity stack. That single sentence carries enormous weight. It directly places the XRP Ledger at the center of digital identity systems. Systems that define who you are, what you can access, and how trust is verified in the financial networks. This isn't about payments alone anymore. This is about core financial architecture. The post also mentioned that this infrastructure was carefully considered, with plans to roll in out first in developing markets before expanding to large-scale deployment. That wording is extremely important. It suggests planning, testing, and institutional coordination, not speculation or experimentation. When insiders speak this way, they usually referencing projects already underway, not ideas still on the drawing board. So, why did the post get deleted so quickly? This is where things get interesting. Posts like these don't disappear by accident. When content involving identity infrastructure, financial systems, and central institutions get removed, it often signals internal review or compliance concerns. Large institutions, especially central banks, operate under strict communication rules. Even a small leak can disrupt timelines, partnerships, or regulatory discussions. The deletion strongly suggests that the topic is real, discussions are already happening, public exposure came too early. This is not the behavior of speculation. This is the behavior of controlled information management. So, why is identity infrastructure so important? Identity is the backbone of modern finance. Every transaction, every account, every compliance check depends on verifiable identity systems. Without them, financial networks simply cannot scale securely. If XRP is being positioned as a layer within the system, it means the network could play a role in identity verification, authentication, regulatory compliance, and cross-border trust frameworks. This would push XRP far beyond a simple payment token. It becomes infrastructure level technology. That shift changes how institutions, governments, and regulators view its long term value. So, how does this affect XRP's market role? If XRP becomes part of identity architecture, it transitions from being transactional to foundational. That matters because foundational systems are harder to replace. They receive long-term institutional support, and they often operate quietly behind the scenes. This could explain why developments appear slow on the surface but continue steadily behind closed doors. The market often reacts late to these changes, usually after institutions have already positioned themselves. So, why developing markets first? The mention of developing markets is not random. Historically, new financial technologies are tested where legacy systems are weaker, regulatory frameworks are more flexible, and innovation moves faster. Once proven, these systems scale into advanced ecosystem. This strategy, this strategy has been used repeatedly in fintech and digital finance. It reduces risk while building real-world credibility. So, what does the deletion really signal? The removal of the post doesn't deny its truth. It confirms its sensitivity. It suggests conversations are ongoing, alignments are still forming, and timing is critical. This is often the quiet phase before public announcements. The kind where institutions move carefully but confidently. And finally, my own personal opinion about this is that this moment is extremely important, even if it seems subtle. The fact that identity infrastructure, XRP Ledger, and institutional language appeared together in one settlement tells us that XRP's role may be expanding far beyond what most investors currently understand. The deletion doesn't weaken the message, it strengthens it. When institutions go silent, it usually because something real is being built behind the scenes. And when it finally becomes public, the narrative often shifts overnight. For those watching closely, this may be one of those early signals that history looks back on later. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one.